So, but if you're one of those people that need that motor brake, I wanted to see what I can get out of this as a hobbyist. I wanted to see what I can get out of the potential without spending a ton of money. Because on the Axial and all these other ones, I've spent a ton of money on them, and yes, they're awesome, but you put a ton of money on them. This itself, I didn't put any money into this, and like I said, $5. What's $5? I have ordered some more upgrades because I just wanted to see what I can get out of this thing for the price, for the size. I love the size. It's for indoor crawling, for little scale crawling. You can pretty much share the mini crawling courses with the 118 for the most part. And that's what I liked about it, because you get longer run times than the mini. So you're there sitting there. You can get about 2 hours run time of this with a lipo. It's great. Right out of the box, you still get a great run time out of it. So besides the shocks, filling it with a little bit more oil. I got new shocks that I ordered. So you can see that it has like a little torque twist to it. As it runs, it'll run sideways, where this one will run a little bit more straight, because it does twist, but not like that one. So I did not remove the shocks and made it a full limp suspension, because it really doesn't need it. I mean, you can make this thing sit, pretty much flush like that, and some people do, and that's fine. But I find with this model, you need a little bit more clearance to go over things. So I put a little bit of tape right here, because this was catching on. It's open. It's got like a little cage in here, and whenever you go through areas, it'll catch on things. So I just did that, and that's just electrical tape. No big deal. I just Sharpied this back here because it was like super silver, so that's all I did. And I'll probably end up throwing a little bit of spray paint on this. Electronic wise, it looks identical to this. The only difference that I did to this one was I moved the battery. I removed the again, this was all nothing I paid for. Everything was, besides the weight, and the weights were the last thing that I did because I knew it still needed a weight, but it was running great then. It was just my preference. So if you can see on this one, here's the stock one. The battery sits towards the rear. Here's mine. I changed everything around. Battery sits towards the front, and I'm still running this. I have LiPo, but I'm still running this as the main battery. So it was an easy mod. Once you take this apart, this whole thing will flip around, and you can bolt it right back. The cables are long enough for everything. There's some people out here that takes the receiver and puts it over to puts it underneath. Let me see. I believe the receiver will fit right in the front, right underneath here, right behind this little bar here. It'll fit right in this little crevice right in here, and it fits fine right in between there. And they put that there for weight. Honestly, this doesn't weigh that much where I needed to put that down there. For the people that's done it, you can do it. That's fine. It just, for me, I'm not really too. I don't think this is that waterproof as they say it is. So I rather sit higher than lower. The battery's already up here. That's not detrimental to that. And I'll show you crawling, and really that's not going to make that much difference. But if you feel happier to put it down here, by all means. If you change the electronics altogether, then that's on you. But the way it comes out of the box, it has plenty of torque. It has plenty of speed. It's really slow. It's a rock crawler. It's not going to tear up parts. That's why it's great for kids. And for the adult, it's great because it's testing your ability to crawl over stuff and finding good ways to crawl. And it just makes it super easy because this thing sits sideways pretty much before it even flips. Look at that articulation. That's just insane. Again, it has weights in the wheels. This other one won't hold this position because this has the weight to it. So this won't flip. Or if I tried this with this one, it wants to flip every time. See, this is as far as I can go before it wants to lift up the back wheel and flip. See, it won't hold that position like this one. So that one will hold it all day long. So there you go. This video is kind of long. I wanted to make it quick, but if you have any questions, concerns, or comments, just leave me them, and then I'll get back to you. I'll give you a sneak peek of the upgrades that I'm doing to this one, I'm gonna put a 4-wheel steer, and which is, I ordered the servo and ordered the, here's the new servo for the rear, which is the identical one, the Spectrum one, and then which actually comes with that Spectrum one, and then here is the reversing cable. This is just a LiPo alarm that I ordered extra. Here are the new shocks for it, oil field shocks. So if you want to take the part number down, it's Ecx 118. I have all 4 there. I use, it comes with 2 setups. It comes with a hard setup is the silver spring, and the black spring is the softer setup. I'm going to try both, see how it runs. Oh, by the way, I also did put, even though I cut the springs, I cut it a little bit too far, so I just put zip ties to kind of help with the dampening a little bit, because that was before I filled the shocks, because the shocks were really low on oil. Then I have the servo mount you're going to need. You don't have to go aluminum. The servo mount stock one's like $6. This was like 16 or 14 bucks. So I'm like, oh, what the heck. I might have to order 2, because then the front one don't have one, right? Always new toys. And then I got the aluminum horns for front and rear. This is the one that's on there right now. I painted it, but it's plastic. It looks like this. So I didn't like that white look on there. So I'm just trying to hide that. But then I ordered, it hasn't got here yet. I have the steering connector that goes in the back. So the setup is here. It's set up for that. All-wheel steer. It just has this locker here. You take this off, and once you put your steering gear with the servo and the mount and everything, it'll. This is only 2-channel, or wait, excuse me, 3-channel. So it doesn't have. You have to use the other channel with a splitter. I use a splitter, and then I'll be using a reversing cable so that the rear servo turns. Now, the only difference is that it's going to be 4-wheel steer all the time, because the radio, I'm going to use a stock radio. I don't need to have all the functions of how to adjust the servo, because I'm just like, again, I'm trying to do this cheaply. So all in all, with less than 50 bucks, plus what I have into this, $5 in weight, so that's $55, plus the cost of this was 100 bucks. You know, I think it's $129 retail. I got it for 100. You can't beat that with a stick, you know. And then you have a capable crawler that you can play around indoors all the time. You do axial, anything like that, you're well over $1,000. $700, $800 if you try to get to do anything like this. You have to get their axial crawler, but with the aluminum upgrades already, that's where you're going to spend all the money. But thanks again for watching. Sorry for the long vid.